athlete is demonstrating some steps and set movements from Capoeira. Capoeira was originally a martial arts, a way used by Brazilian slaves to defend themselves. Ray is a capoeirista, a person who practices capoeira. He's doing a common step now, Jinga, and after that, a Meia-Lua, half moon. Capoeira originally was a martial arts which Brazilian slaves used to defend themselves. The slaves who could escape from the plantation or city to live in the interior bush country could be free men. Capoeira was the body defense the slaves developed to protect themselves against the bush captain who sought with guns to capture them and return them to their rightful owners. The slaves used the deadly art of capoeira so well, in fact, that the imperial Brazilian government prohibited the teaching and practice of capoeira by slaves in the mid-16th century. In response to the prohibition order of the government, the slaves disguised the art of capoeira in a dance. Fathers taught their sons capoeira to the accompaniment of music, the few African instruments they had, and singing. What looked like the amusing dance of capoeira during slavery time in Brazil was in reality a perpetuation of the skill that meant freedom for many slaves. Since this time, capoeira is always performed with the traditional music, a berimbau, which is a plucked instrument, one-string instrument which looks like a bow of a bow and arrow, a drum, and a tambourine. Capoeira has two distinct types of practitioners. Those who take capoeira as a sport, a martial art, and those who do it as a dance. The men performing it now are all members of the Olodumare folkloric dance troupe, which is one of the leading folkloric dance troupes in Brazil. They were originally capoeiristas for the sport, but began to work with the company and now perform it as a dance. In Brazil today, those who do capoeira as a sport far outnumber those who accept it as a dance. In the northern state of Bahia, that part of Brazil which juts out into the Atlantic Ocean closest to Africa, capoeira is a very common sport. Most of the young men of Bahia have studied capoeira and can do it. Many of them do it very well. The usual age in Bahia for young men to start learning capoeira is 6, 7, 8. Some of them who do it in Bahia do it very well by the time they reach 10. Normally, in Rio to the south and other states of Brazil, capoeiristas are older, usually in their teens and late teens. Camisa here, who you're looking at now, is from Bahia. He has been doing capoeira since he was about 6. He's about 20 now in this film. They're doing balancing exercises now. A capoeirista does this to test the balance of his body and check the balance of his body. The art of capoeira depends a great deal on almost an instinctive sense of balance. Much of the steps or much of the movements are done while the body is upside down, or the head is close to the ground, or the head is at an angle with the ground. There are about 4 styles of capoeira. The men now are doing a style which is commonly known as capoeira of Angola, which is done a great deal in the North Bahia. Most of the movements are close to the ground. Much of the time the athlete has his hands on the ground supporting his body. The other style, commonly done in Rio, is being done now. Most of the capoeira is done in this style standing or jumping. The acrobatics-like steps you see being performed are usually done to get away from an opponent or to change a person's vantage point. They're maneuvering steps. The young man with the khaki pants does the Angolan style of capoeira. You'll note he doesn't jump or stay standing very much. He comes from the North Bahia, Miguel. The athlete in white, his name is Dentinho, is one of the leading capoeiristas in Rio. He's won several tournaments. The music accompanying capoeira is always played when 2 opponents are matched. Although this music isn't synchronized with the actual capoeira, it sounds much like this.